ただいまより第5試合1ラウンド10分ラウンド無制限一本勝負を行います。青コーナー176センチ94キロキクタサナエ
And this is the first non-Japanese fighter that he has faced. He does have a win by decision over Egan Inoue.
Gracie!
And Renzo Gracie coming off that draw with Akira Shoji. That was in November 11th, 1997, in Pride Fighting Championships #1.
He's given up like, what is it, 15 pounds?
15 pounds.
Renzo is. There we go. He's got the boxing stance again. Oy.
Oh, Renzo threw a nice little left hook on the inside, but it didn't do much. Kikuta with the overhook, underhook, Greco clinch in the corner. Kikuta looks like he's going to get busy in this fight.
Yeah, well, we just have to wait and see for that one.
Both men obviously well-conditioned athletes in that clinch. We've seen some... Oh, Kikuta trying to scoot him down. Kikuta pulling into the guard. Kikuta looks a little wound up here. As we saw in Vernon White versus Sakuraba, who they both came out with a lot of relaxation, Kikuta's coming out with a lot of tension. I wonder if that could be to his downfall later. We'll see. We know that Renzo is usually very relaxed. Sometimes he will burn some energy if he knows he has a submission or a strike. But for the most time, he's trying to keep his cool and wait for an opening. That's one of the premises of the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu style, is they like to wait for the opponent to give them the opening. Sort of a self-defense style.
System. The Gracie system.
Yes, the Gracie system.
Yeah, waiting also for a mistake of your opponent. They're known for that. And actually, I always try to fight the same thing. Like in Pancras, just wait somebody makes a mistake and take advantage of that. Only they do it like 100 years longer than I do.
Well, Renzo coming up high to test Kikuta's guard.
Yeah, he should definitely try to pass the guard.
But Kikuta's got it locked behind his back. Yeah, there are ways he could pass it now. Renzo come charging after him, but Kikuta locked him up tight, so he didn't want to trade with Renzo.
And again, this is a difficult fight for Renzo because he doesn't know anything about his opponent. Maybe he saw him. The last time that he fought was in '97. He won actually the whole tournament there, the Lumax Cup tournament.
And it appears that Kikuta is primarily a leg lock man. He's won 2 matches by Achilles lock and 2 by heel hook. And then the rest were by chokes or by arm bars. So he really likes those leg locks. So you can be sure that Renzo is going to keep those legs away from this man from Japan.
Nice shot to the body, to the solar plexus.
Kikuta really working and getting the half mount on Renzo Gracie. And they're going to restart them back in the center of the ring, same position. Kikuta really fought to get top position and got it that time. First time they went down, Renzo ended up being on top, but now we get to see Kikuta got a lot of energy in this match. Well, I don't know if it's nervous energy or aggressive energy, but we're going to find out.
Until now, he's doing real good. Oh, they're fighting.
Renzo gets full guard. It seems to me that Kikuta is spending a lot of tension energy.
Yeah, and we all know stress and tension, they can cost you a lot of air at the end of the fight. You're going to lose a lot of stamina. So the more relaxed, the better it is. And it's normal, he fights the Gracie guy who only had a draw and a win. No, a draw in Pride Show.
Yeah, well, Kikuta only had that one loss, and being 7-1 in mixed martial arts, I think there's a little more pressure on him than there would be, let's say, Akira Shoji, who fought Renzo last time. He had no pressure.
Yep.
If he lost to this great fighter on his second fight, it wouldn't have been as big a deal. But maybe the pride aspect, pardon the pun, is causing Kikut to really overly exert himself. Like right now, he seems to be pushing away and fighting this, whereas if he just relaxed, he'd be better off.
That's what I think. It's he's spending a lot of energy on a thing that he shouldn't spend energy on, because he's not going to get out like this.
All he's going to do is Renzo's just going to hold on to him with just enough energy to let this guy get tired, and then it could be a cruel turn of fortune for him. There's Rickson Gracie, the #1 fighter in the Gracie family, Rickson Gracie.
Last 5 minutes. Last 5 minutes.
Okay, we've got 5 minutes left in this round.
Yep, just waiting to see if he makes a mistake. Right now, yeah, stand-up rule would be good, but as long as they keep moving, you see his left hand is on the hip of his left leg, foot, and that's a perfect thing to go for an armbar there. But I don't think, Kikut is going to get caught in it. Yeah, we don't know, But for what we see, he's a good submission guy, so that's why I don't believe in it. He never won with a knockout or a kick. He always won by submission.
So we've got two grapplers in the ring, both from very diverse styles, obviously. Renzo coming from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or Jiu-Jitsu as practiced in Brazil, and Kikut from the pancrase style, if there be a style, which a lot of submissions, different kinds, headlocks, chokes, arm locks, and leg locks.
Now, what's going to happen here, eh?
It looks like not a lot's going to happen.
To stand off.
There should be a rule where if there's just an absolute shutdown in the action, that the referee should be able to restart him standing, I think.
Yeah, hey, listen, I'm all for that. You know that. Action, action, action. That's what the people want to see. And I'm the voice of the people. I want to see it too. They hurt me. They hurt me.
And it looks like the referees are going to drag them once again to the center in the same position. Not a terribly eventful first part of this first round.
Yeah, is it me, or is it all the time that when a Japanese fighter fights a Gracie, they don't do anything. He's working now. You see, now he's breaking the guard. But I mean, they don't strike. It's.
I think what it is, boss, and this is just my opinion and projection, is that because the Gracie name has dominated this relatively new international sport of mixed martial arts since Royce won the 3 UFCs, and since Rickson has got this legendary reputation from Brazil, there's a certain amount of respect and or fear of submissions and being out-submissioned by a Gracie. So these guys may not want to really try anything because they're afraid of the unknown.
Yep. Yeah, but this is a position he can stand up now. He can break it, get up and stand up again. It's always, oh, here we go. That's what I was saying. If he got the feet on the hip, he can push himself. He can twist his hips out real fast and go for that armbar. But Kikut felt it coming.
Because as of this fight, the legend is that no Gracie has ever been defeated in no-holds-barred competition.
Okay.
That's the legacy that a fighter like Kikut has to have in the back of his mind. And when you're facing an obstacle like that, it maybe will put you into a defensive mode, of which we've seen so far with some of the Japanese fighters fighting Gracie, like Royce Gracie or others.
Yep, that must be it. I mean, 1 minute.
1 minute left, and there hasn't been very much of a change. A couple small punches. but no one has been hurt. Renzo seems to be very relaxed, where Kikut seems to be exerting a little bit of energy, just squeezing him and holding him.
Yeah, he's afraid of the armbar.
Kikut, at 27 years old, still has the youth on his side. Renzo cracking away with the right hands that we can't see right now. There it is. And those will add up after a while. He's picking that sweet spot down there. He's doing the right thing.
Yep, that's going to be a stand-up. Here we go.
And that's the end of round one.
That's good. That's good.
Now, unlike the fight between Vernon White and Kazushi Sakuraba, which we saw earlier, we saw these men starting to strike each other. So if there would be any code of grappling ethics, that went out the window in this fight, because they're gonna punch each other. Now, how dangerous they can be, both primarily being grapplers at striking, remains to be seen. I expect this will be ended either on a decision or a submission, probably not on a knockout.
I think exactly the same thing, especially when you look at the backgrounds of both guys. Yeah, they're all submission guys, except for the one knockout that Renzo had against Oleg Taktarov.
Yeah, and then when he beat Phil Benedict in the World Combat Championships by strikes on the ground. So Renzo can bang a little bit. We would have to say that he was the striker of the two. And Kikut comes out with a jab, but he's backing up as he throws the jab. And by that right hand, you would think maybe he hasn't trained that much in boxing.
And that left hook counts too. Nice!
Excellent,
very nice.
Excellent left hand by Renzo Gracie. He sprung in like a cat in an alley fight.
Nice knee.
I think Renzo Gracie has had the foresight to start training in punching and kicking and even knees, whereas a lot of the old people from the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu schools back in the olden days never used it. They felt that the grappling style would be superior to the striking style, but now the sport seems to be molding into that super athlete that knows how to do both.
Which is very important, because as we know, now you got wrestlers, and if you're very good at jiu-jitsu, you got the 20th black belt, let's say, you fight a good wrestler, you cannot take him down. So the whole game doesn't work, so you need to know striking, otherwise it's going to be over.
Kikut's really tricky with some of these takedown attempts because he explodes, although that didn't work.
He seems to get more relaxed into the fight.
Yeah.
Not the tension is off.
The Gracie fighters do like that body lock position, that underhook position, because what they'll do is they'll squeeze the midsection toward them as they use their shoulder to push the upper body away from them, creating a back bend, and then they get a takedown. They do a trip or something like that.
Very smart.
Up against the ropes, it's going to be really difficult, but in the middle of the ring, Renzo would probably have Kikut on the deck by now. Kikut keeping that base down low to defend any takedown attempts. He's taking knees there. Renzo the busy one here. Kikut merely defending.
Nice.
Now Kikut is getting riled by those knees.
Yeah, but you see it works. He strikes, he makes openings, he does something, it creates something, he sets somebody up.
I think Renzo's going to go for that right leg of Kikut. Well, but Kikut locked back up.
Oh, I thought it was going maybe for a hip throw. No, maybe.
Renzo won't try and suplex him. He's too high.
I'm thinking of it.
I think he's going to suplex over the shoulder suplex.
That would be something, huh?
I don't think so, because the bigger man, especially Kikut, seems to have a good way of dropping his base when Renzo gets busy. Kikut trying to trip a takedown. Renzo lashing out with the right hand. Kikut looks like he's getting a little winded here.
Yeah.
Renzo coming with that
body shot.
good knee. And that's going to take it out of it. Renzo going for the hip throw, but Kikut using a good base to defend, but using a lot of energy to stay on his feet. And why? Because he's not a striker.
God knows. Again, we should know what kind of game plan they have before they go into the ring. Yeah, I think his game plan, he wants to be on top. So he wants to grapple, he wants to go to the ground, but he doesn't want to be on the bottom. So that's why he tries to keep it like this. He also doesn't want to strike, because Renzo scored better with strikes than he did. And yeah, that must be his game plan. I mean,
he's got no strikes to speak of, no knees, no punches. Renzo is in control of this fight, and much like his cousin Hoyler Gracie did in an earlier fight where he slowly beautiful reversal there. Renzo tried to hip throw him, and Kikut ended up on top.
He's good. The guy did some judo or he did some wrestling. He's got good balance. Now see if he can do something with it, but I don't think so, because he's right in the guard again. Five minutes.
You know, it's interesting watching, let's say, Akira Shoji from the Pride Fighting Championships #1 against Renzo, and watching Kikut in this one, Pride Fighting Championships #2. Kikut has 8 mixed martial art fights, but he fights like he has less than that, whereas Shoji fought like he'd had 8 fights, but only had 1 fight.
He fought like he had 20 fights.
Exactly. Kikut is fighting like he's not intimidated, but like he's a newcomer.
Yeah. He doesn't want to throw away energy. This is again, I say, this is not a fight. They should stand him up, I always say, in a position like this. But a lot of ground fighters are not, they don't like that, because they say, no, we're slowly but surely setting them up for something, and we need some time. But I say, if you can do it within like 5 minutes, to set somebody up in 5 minutes, you're not that good anyway, so might as well get up then.
Well, Renzo is really bridging up high against the throat of Kikut, and Kikut had to readjust, and that forces Kikut to bring his base up high and his upper body up high, which is not good for him, because he's creating the space, boss, that Renzo wants for an armbar or triangle choke submission.
Yeah, and what I just said, it's not because of Renzo, it's because of Kikut holding him, but this is better. Now he's going for something, you see, which is going to give, like you said, more opportunities for Renzo also. But he should keep going, push himself out and punch or do something.
There's one thing I like about the corner of Renzo Gracie, which is Rickson Gracie. Rickson says nothing.
Nothing.
Because he knows that Renzo is in control of what he wants to do. And I think sometimes certain corners can be too talkative. They can have 2-3 guys yelling different instructions, and the fighter gets confused. They don't know what to do, and it hurts them rather than helps them, I believe.
It is the worst, I'm telling you. Left hook, and the other one shouts right knee. Submission. Right.
And then the fighter may have had a good idea about what he was going to do, and if he doesn't have that one paternal voice of his trainer telling him what they know, and they're on the same page, and 3 or 4 voices, it gets confusing. Renzo going with the up kick, but not scoring. Kikut, he doesn't want to lean over Renzo like that. That's a dangerous position.
No.
Unfortunately, this has been a relatively uneventful fight.
Yes, it is. It has.
They're both trying to out-grapple each other. But Renzo seems to be... Now, why is he going to go into the guard? Well, it's because basically standing, he doesn't really have a great repertoire of strikes. But this is not going to help him either. I think that Kikut is outgunned on all levels here. The only thing he has is a 15-pound weight advantage. He might be a year or two younger than Renzo.
1 minute. Yep. Maybe this is a good time to do a joke or something.
Yeah. Do we know anyone that could tell a joke, boss? Because maybe we could bring someone in.
残り1分、ラスト1 minute。
Maybe we should bring 1 minute more. Okay.
Renzo coming around the back of the head as we try to document things that aren't happening yet.
Yeah, that's it, man. I'm going to be happy for the stand-up.
And they're hugging each other here.
Intensely.
And they're not moving.
No, this is a fight that...
Look at the chin. See the chin there?
Yes, the chin move.
Kikut is using that chin up against Renzo. And that's not a nice thing to do, but it's very effective.
And Renzo should keep doing this.
He's landing those shots right there, and it's going to start really annoying Mr. Kikut. Kikut getting back up. Sanae Kikut going back to his corner. What would they be telling him?
I don't know, man. You're doing good. And no. They have to say, okay, get him down, make sure you're not in his guard. And that's it, because nothing happens in the guard. Nothing happens standing up. He should try side mount. He should try mount. Yeah, if he can get there, because...
All he's doing is spending... Now, Renzo coming around back and hitting him on the other side of the face, but Kikut is just squeezing Renzo, but it's not going to submit Renzo. It's just going to waste his own energy. You can just see that he's not relaxed. He may be in great condition, but I don't care what kind of condition you're in. If you squeeze a guy for 20, 30 minutes, you're going to get tired, and it may end up haunting you later. Kikut shooting in high. And Kikut tripping Renzo Gracie down into the guard.
And here we go again.
And we're back to square one, folks. Kikut on top, squeezing. Renzo throwing little rabbit punches around the side of his head and to his body. This is really interesting, and it shades of Sanae versus Royler, Gracie, in that the hometown fighter is fighting almost entirely defensively.
Yeah. I'm speechless right now. So let's just see if this guy got something else than just laying on him.
That's all he's doing. Kikut has no game plan. None.
Zero.
Just survive, I suppose.
I'm telling you, man, I really think that's the strategy. Also with the other fights we saw, it's like, listen, if I can make it a draw, because I guess there is no decision here. I think if it's till the end, it's a draw. I don't know. But that's not good.
No. Because to say, I guess maybe it's a brag to say, oh, I went the distance with a Gracie and got a draw, but realistically, if this were a point fight, Renzo would be getting more points and probably would win the fight on points.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because he's the more active fighter. The other guy is doing. He's not stopping the strikes.
He actually threw one strike now just 10 seconds ago, and one knee.
Well, there's a knee. Hallelujah.
Oh my God!
That's hitting more. That's more hitting the mat than it is Renzo Gracie.
It's hurting him later on.
Yeah, exactly. It's like trying to headbutt the guy and hitting the mat next to him.
I hit him so hard with my knees. My knees are hurting now. Right. Renzo should open, not anymore, but otherwise he should have tried to open the guard and sweep him to the right. But not now, because now he got his leg posted out.
Boss, have you ever been in a position like this and you just reached up with your fingertips and tickled the guy?
No, I never tried. I was thinking about it, for real.
I'm dead serious, because what Renzo could do was put his fingers, and we've all done this, you know, with various times in our life, and just tickle the person.
He can throw him to the right now.
Look, now if Renzo pops his head out of there,
no, to
he's
the right.
He's gonna have Kikuta's back, because he's scooting. See the hips? He's scooting off to the side. If Kikuta lets go of that grip and Renzo can tuck his chin down low and pop out, he can get Kikuta's back and go for a rear naked choke.
Yeah, and also he can squeeze him and just switch him, turn to the left, and he's going to be on top. He's going to be a mount. Not anymore, because his leg is out again now. But just a minute ago, when his leg is like...
See, Kikuta's using his hand to prevent that, but he could be setting himself up for a shoulder lock here. Okay. A little bit of action. Now, what's going to happen here? Renzo's in a position where he might be able to go for an armbar, but Kikuta's shutting him down.
Yeah, I don't think he's got it there. Oh.
Renzo almost bucked him off of him. Renzo's all now they're back up now. Things might get real interesting right here. Why would Kikuta want to get back in the guard? More chance. He must really not be confident in his strikes.
No, at all. At least he should try to take the side mount or something. Not in the guard. It didn't work for the last 25 minutes. So the leg lock, he's holding the leg now, you see, and he's a leg lock guy. Maybe he's going to go for a leg lock now. Yeah, he wants to.
I think he's afraid if he fell back for a leg lock, Renzo would kip up on him and get into the mount.
Yeah, there's always that risk, but right now there is nothing. So
no risk, nothing ventured, nothing gained. And that seems to be the philosophy of Sanae Kikuta on top of Renzo, trying to squeeze him, but that's not going to submit Renzo Gracie.
No.
Bomba, devagarzinho na orelha.
Yeah, with him holding Renzo like this, it's very difficult for Renzo to do something. Very difficult.
Well, one thing to Renzo's credit is that Kikuta is really not sweating that much, so he would be easier to submit because his body wouldn't be that slick.
Yep.
So if Renzo does end up getting some distance, stacking the knees and legs up high, and going for a triangle choke or an armbar, because his body is not slippery, it would be easier to get traction to hang on.
Yeah, but since he's in this position, Kikuta, it's going to be very difficult. If he doesn't create space, there's no space for anything. No armbar, no triangle. And as it looks for me, it's not going to change.
And the audience acknowledges this by their lack of interaction with the fight.
Yeah, you hear nothing. Nothing at all. Yeah, same position.
They really should restart these guys standing. They really should. But they don't have any rule at that because purists in valetudo, which is a Portuguese term which means anything goes, say no. Don't let the fighters do anything except fight. Don't restart them. Don't do anything. But realistically, if you're going to be able to pay fighters money and get crowds to come see the fights, then something has got to happen other than two men laying on top of each other for 30 minutes. Plus, it makes our job easier.
Way easier. I mean, what to say? We win in this. This is 80% of the fight. It's you know, there's no strategy, nothing going on. He doesn't move. Nothing can happen. If he stays like this, the fight's going to be over. It's going to be a draw. And if there's a jury, probably, yeah. I don't know. He got a few takedowns.
Well, one thing that we could say is, from a self-defense standpoint, if you're fighting a guy, let's say on a street fight, and you just hold him, let's say nobody's around to break it up, and you just hold him, how's he going to hurt you? I mean, maybe he can bite you or eye gouge you, but right here, Renzo can't really hurt this guy.
No.
But this guy is basically just defending himself.
Yeah, but it's not good. It's not right.
It's not a sport, and it's not entertainment, and it's not what this fight is.
No, but maybe on. It's in the early stadium. Pride number 2. I hope they're going to get some more shows. Hopefully way more shows, and they're going to make a rule against it, you know. They have to. It's the same with the UFC, you know. At a certain point, you have to do things. You're going to make a round system or something, shorter rounds, so you get automatically stand-ups, and otherwise nothing happens. Get the fighter up. If really nothing happens, like this is really nothing happens. Taps don't count.
They have not moved from that position for at least 5 minutes.
Yeah, things like this, fights like this can kill the sport. You know, for the fans, they can really
I agree.
think, because they don't want to see this anymore.
Looks like Kikut is trying to break the guard of Renzo Gracie, but Renzo took the opportunity and is chopping away. And Renzo has Kikuta's right arm trapped now, but he gives it up because that would have taken a lot of energy.
30 seconds. That's what they shout. Yeah. That's going to be it. It's going to be probably a draw.
It's obvious to me that Sanae Kikut has no intention of winning this fight, only going the distance. And that's sad. That's the end of round 3.
If people applauding, it's because they're happy now.
Well, I don't hear anybody applauding.
Yeah, I heard like that guy in row number 5, all the way in the back.
And now, what is the strategy here?
I don't know.
The strategy is, okay, Sanae, you've laid on top of him for 3 rounds and held him.
What?
So now it's time to open up. But open up with what? Well, I haven't really seen. I know this guy's got submissions, but he hasn't even tried anything. And here we are, you know, Renzo chopping away. Renzo's the only person doing anything. He's chopping away with as much as he can with that left hand to the body and to the head. And here we go into round 4.
How many rounds is this fight?
I believe this is unlimited rounds until someone submits or gets knocked out. Okay, here we go. A couple punches, and Renzo tried a nice lateral drop, but didn't get Kikut off his feet. Back into the Greco clinch on the ropes. Do you picture in your mind, boss, any scenario in which Kikut will beat Renzo Gracie?
No, I don't. Absolutely not. If this is going to be unlimited rounds, he's going to get caught, probably with a submission, I guess. But also that looks, very difficult for me because he doesn't do anything. If he closes the distance and he keeps holding,
Relaxa em
He
cima dele
keeps
aí.
holding on to Renzo. There is no
Livra o
submission.
braço na calma. Vê se
It
livra o
doesn't
braço
give him any
do lado.
space for it. So this could be a very long fight.
And then Renzo is in the predicament of he's got to finish this guy, but maybe in his mind he knows eventually he'll catch him.
Yeah, maybe that's the strategy because it's.
Oh, that was nice. Kikut got yet another trip takedown.
Listen, his takedowns are good, but he doesn't do anything with it.
Exactly. But now he's chopping away with the right hand. Maybe he's been playing possum for 3 rounds. You never know. Maybe he thought, well, if this is a long fight, I'm going to save my energy, save my gas for later. Maybe he's going to open up now. It'd be interesting to find out. And he is opening up.
Very nice. You see, now something happens.
But I think it would be better if they had a definitive time limit because that would force the fighters to let it all hang out within a short period of time rather than waiting for 30 minutes for one guy to get tired and then the other guy to start unloading. But at least we're seeing Kikut come to life just a little bit with a couple punches.
Set.
Ready, set, and punch.
Tranquilo. Se vacilar, usa o calcanhar agora. Essa mãozinha dele tá bom que ele obriga a fazer ele mais força. Segura os braços dele aí, ó. Não se preocupar em bater na cara agora não. Vê se trabalha com as pernas um pouquinho pra obrigar ele a fazer força. Os braços aí tá
Renzo
bom
is
pra tu.
waiting for Kikut to make another move.
Calcanhar
And
nas
he maybe
costelas. Usa o calcanhar. Não deixa o
is
braço dele
ready
sair
to.
não.
He's probably
Deixa o
going to
braço sair.
explode
Ele quer abraçar tua
one way or
cabeça.
another and try and flip over Kikut. It will be interesting to see what will happen if Renzo gets on top. Because so far, Renzo's been on the bottom the whole time. Somebody's breathing hard. Some good microphone work there. Kikut in the exact same position. It was nice when he opened up a little bit. That was starting to distract Renzo. Now Kikut chopping away with that knee, but he can't get enough distance in this position. Renzo's got him too close. But actually, it's not Renzo who's got him close. Kikut has got him close.
Yep.
Because Renzo's not holding on except for with the guard. Kikut trying to get in range to punch, but Renzo shutting him down. And Renzo getting ready to make Kikut pay the price by reminding him that those legs play a very important part in the submission game. I think one of the interesting things about mixed martial art fighting, boss, and I was telling him about the legs playing an important part, is that the entire body is really, really important to know. I'm talking about standing, I'm talking about on the ground. It's not just the upper body or the size of your arms or anything.
No, it's everything. You need to have everything. Actually, I trained a guard. Very strange. I jump in somebody's hip. He's standing, close the guard, and then do sit-ups. And then with bare feet, try to make like 50 sit-ups. It's not only your abs, but you're training. You're going to get a very strong guard because you constantly get pressure on your legs, on your feet. That's why it's very important to close that guard the whole fight. It takes power. It costs you power. If Kikut would try to stand up all the time, Renzo would have to hang on, and his guard's going to go weaker and weaker, and maybe then he can pass the guard. But like this, now it doesn't cost any power. You see him switching his feet once in a while, right foot up, then the left foot up, and just relax. See? Now he switched the foot again. He tries to do something now. He's going to go, I think.
Looks like Kikut might be going for a neck crank, but I don't think that's going to happen.
He's going to go armbar, I think. Not anymore. When he's shifting his hips all the time, I think he's going to go for an armbar. But it's difficult. Again, Kikut is laying on top of him. There's no space in between them. you can't get an armbar.
I think. Go ahead.
Oh no, the most also about fighting is that people don't realize if you lay like this, and then when you stand up and you have to start striking, it's very difficult because you're pulling all the time with grappling, and with striking you have to push out, and it's the opposite. It's very strange. Now we haven't seen a lot of stand-up in this fight, but normally, like when you have a striker versus a wrestler or a jiu-jitsuka, that's the main thing. You're going to get tired because of the combination. That's why nowadays you see fighters getting more well-rounded, better and better in everything. They mix it up. I do 2 minutes grappling, 2 minutes striking, 2 minutes grappling, 2 minutes striking. You mix it up with no break. This is only pulling. If they would have stand up right now and strike, it's going to be very difficult for them.
It looks like Renzo Gracie may have lost his mouthpiece. I don't know where it went to.
Yeah, we don't know who was breathing heavy. If it was him, maybe he threw it out in order to get more air. We don't know.
Last 3 minutes.
Okay, there's 3 minutes left in this. Yet another round in the bank of a stalemate on the ground. What is the longest fight in history?
With my ex-wife, I had a long fight, but it was more a mental game. But
you're a funny man, and I let you be the funny man. I've got to be the straight man over here. But I think back in the heyday of boxing, when there were bare knuckle contests, they go for
unlimited rounds.
100 rounds.
Yeah, I heard about that. There were some people, they had like 70 rounds or something, 7-0, something like...
Oh, no, they had hundreds of rounds sometimes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like not hundreds, but they'd go past 100 rounds.
Wow.
But you know that they were just coming out there not doing anything for like 12 rounds or something.
Yeah. It's the same. You see, once you start unlimited rounds, it affects the fighting system.
But I think,
there you go,
I think that boxing... They made the decision, okay, let's cut this down. Let's make a championship rounds to 15 rounds. Now it's 12 rounds, and it makes for a more exciting fight. You have a little capsule of time in which you can do your thing and win, whereas unlimited time limit, it really doesn't serve any purpose, really.
Yeah, I bet you that's going to happen in mixed martial art also, because that's going to make it more exciting.
Eventually, they're going to have to make these into time limits. They are. I know maybe in this fight it appears it's going to be an unlimited time limit, but they may look back at this later and say, you know, I'll bet this fight would be more interesting if we had 2 10-minute rounds or 3 5-minute rounds or something. Or
Counter now. Stop. Okay.
Wait, something's happening.
Stop. Last 1 minute.
What happened?
I don't know. He was hitting the back of the head or what? Yeah, the back of the head.
Okay, but he...
That was...
Yeah, but this guy, I mean, he's not exactly Mike Tyson. He's not going to really hurt somebody. But I understand. But now they're standing at least. We got a little bit of change in the climate.
Yeah, it was smart. It was a smart thing to do.
Renzo with that left hand. I like that left hand of Renzo's. It's quick. Like you said before, boss, pushing and pulling. Now they're pushing.
Yep. And it's difficult. Very difficult.
They're missing everything.
Kicking.
I think Hickson just told him to do nothing. But he's going to... Now, Kikut has adopted the same strategy to do nothing. Look at Renzo countering with that jab. I like that jab of Renzo's. End of round 4. What can you say about a carbon copy, except for that last stand-up, of the previous 3 rounds?
Yeah, there are no words right now, but we simply have to see, with a little luck, it's going to happen in the next round.
I hope something happens.
One of the two, I think once Renzo is going to be on top, there's going to be a difference. That's one for sure.
Now, I thought Kikut was going to tire out. I really did. I thought because he was using so much energy.
But from what? From what?
From squeezing Renzo and
Okay.
being tense. But now, this fight has developed a bit of a pattern. They body lock. They go into the corner.
Profiler.
And Kikut gets a trip takedown, ends up in Renzo's guard, and squeezes him for 25 minutes.
That's pretty much what we've seen right now for 40 minutes. We're now in round number 5. All rounds of 10 minutes. See, this reminds me of the fight Hickson against Yamamoto. They were also standing like that. They were holding the, and that was in the World Valetudo. They were holding the ropes, so Hickson couldn't throw him on the ground.
Yeah, but Hickson was punching him constantly.
Yeah, that's true. Now,
that's a hard guillotine choke right there.
that's one mistake.
That's good
nice.
knees. Good knees by Renzo Gracie. Kikut is probably in trouble here. I think Renzo's going to get him.
Nice.
Oh, beautiful knee by Renzo Gracie.
I love it.
Finally. Was it worth waiting for? I don't know, but he's fighting to try and stay away from that guillotine choke. But it's doing its damage slowly. The longer it stays there, and he's got the arm in, he's got the knee shut down, but Renzo going with the other knee.
That's it. That's what he should do. Go for the legs. Knee. Mix it up. Left knees, right knees, and then go to the head again.
Now, this is very important where Renzo's got to relax here, because he can't submit him right here. So he's got to relax. He's pulling guard now. He may be able to submit him from here. He's got his neck cranked, boss.
That will
He popped out.
Oh my God.
He used a lot of energy on that submission attempt. Let's see if that pays off for Kikut. Maybe Renzo. They're talking to each other now. They're talking to each other. A little brief burst of action, something we haven't seen, a near submission, and some really clean knees by Mr. Gracie.
There were good shots right to his nose. You see now, that's beautiful. That's what the people want to see.
Oh, that was a good shot. You could hear that. Renzo's talking to his corner. Just very conversational. I think it's Kikut doing the huffing and puffing.
Yeah, for sure, because you can talk and huff and puff in the middle.
But when you used to fight, boss, sometimes it looked like you were huffing and puffing, but you never get tired. It looked like you were, though.
Yeah, but the thing is this: a lot of people, they try to hide their breathing because they think, then your opponent thinks that you're real good stamina. But it's stupid because you try to hide, you get more tired because you don't breathe like you normally breathe. If you train on a bag and you just breathe out loud and scream and everything, you have way more stamina than when you would hold back. You know, your breathing pattern, that's the whole thing, the rhythm. If you don't keep breathing, it's not going to work. It's better to go deep in and out, and just keep going so your body gets enough oxygen.
So do you think that's what Kikut is doing?
I think, because he doesn't look tired to me. He just doesn't care that Renzo knows that he's breathing heavy. It's some psychological thing, I think, with fighters. Everybody has it. Watch it when you start in sparring. You see people, they always try to not to open their mouth, because then otherwise people might think that they're not in good shape. But it's stupid, you know. Just get your air. Best thing.
Now, what kind of training? Obviously, these guys did some cardiovascular training to go almost 50 minutes into this fight. Do you think that all they did was work on the ground, or do you think they ran, swam, jumped rope?
They had to they prepared for everything. But if you really think about it, you can lay like 5 hours like this. The only things that are taking its toll are these explosions that they had in the beginning of this round, with the knees and the holding, because you don't want to lose the opponent's, you don't want to lose the position, and these are things that make you tired. But right now, this, what is there to get tired of? There's nothing to get tired of.
Okay, we have 5 minutes left in this round. There was a little bit of an explosion at the beginning. We're back in that stalemate position.
And again, we're in the same position as the last 4 rounds. He sits in Renzo's guard.
Do you think that it's a tribute to Kikut's ability that Renzo can't do anything to him? Or do you think it's a tribute to, what do you think? Do you think that's...
Okay, now, I can tell you this. If you put a very good submission guy on his back, so let's say we start in that position, because it's very difficult to get Renzo on his back. Okay, Guda, obviously, he's got some good takedowns. But if you put him on a good submission fighter on his back, and I teach a guy who doesn't know anything about fighting, I talk to him for 2 hours, then the guy on bottom is probably not going to submit him. Maybe because the guy's going to get stressed and he doesn't know the game, so he's going to get tired of holding him tight. But if he just does what Kikut does, grabs under the shoulders of Renzo, closes the distance and just holds him and doesn't do anything, there are no submissions there. There are no strikes there, no submissions. Now this is the position. Now he can get hit, now he's vulnerable for submissions. There we go.
Renzo trying to explode into something, anything, and...
He's going to try to make that same turn as he did with Soji. Akira Soji, you remember the twist that he did? He can do it again now if he wants, and he's probably going to do it. He's going to go over to the arm, let me see.
Do you think Renzo, now that he's sitting up, will attack Kikuta's right arm with a hammer lock or a shoulder lock?
I don't know. I think for this position he should go for that sweep. Not anymore. Now the head is in between. But otherwise he should have grabbed with his right arm, Kikuta's right arm, overhooked it, and then make the sweep to the left. Now we're in the same position again.
But we lost that moment.
This is also perfect for now, for Renzo to twist to the right. And Kikuta will land on his back. He has to explode though now. Maybe he's going to do it. Or he's going to push the arm off and escapes the back door. He can do that too, of course, but he can do 2 things.
He's almost got that arm, but Kikuta's smart with that arm. He doesn't want that thing behind his... And Kikuta looked like he's got the stronger of the two, at least so far. And he's using that strength. I think primarily he's only using strength here because there's obviously no technique to this other than holding and staying out of danger.
That's what I say. You don't need to, you know, as long as you know when to use power and when not, then you're not going to run out of gas.
I think one of the problems with mixed martial art fights right now that people are learning to defend against submissions, you can't force it to be an exciting fight. Whereas before, when people knew nothing, not even know how to defend, everybody's getting armbarred left and right, triangle choked out left and right because they knew nothing about it. But now that they're learning the basic defense or how to neutralize a guy, it's not the best thing for the excitement of the sport, but it may be part of the evolution of the sport that we have to go through this growing pain.
Yeah,
because soon people are going to start punching. They're going to start, who knows what they're going to start doing to get out of this position.
Yeah, but imagine this kind of fight in Holland, that they would tear the whole place down. Because nobody understood. Everybody's used to striking, and they're just laying. If they would go for submissions and move around, you know, at least they're moving, but it's the same position. People would start booing because they would say it's not a fight. You just come in there, you want to fight him, you fight him. You're not going to lay on him. That's it.
What do you think the people in attendance are thinking? Do you think they're thinking, well, I want to go back and see another one of these events?
No, for sure not. If they do that, then it's a few, maybe his father and mother or something, but I don't believe normal people would think that, because it is not exciting right now. The explosions were real good, the few one with the knees and everything, but there's 1 or 2 has been, and that's it.
Another one in the books in a fight that is making us wonder the question, what is the point?
There is no point because nothing happens. There is no point.
Okay, what is the point of professional prize fighting, boss?
Fighting means fighting, going for something. You know, if you're fighting against the disease, you're busy with it all day long. You know, it's a mental fight because you're busy. You're fighting. This is not fighting. This is like anti-fighting. Laying and holding. That's not fighting. So they should call this this is not a martial art. It's absolutely not fighting. But we don't know, you know, it's a lot of strategy, unlimited rounds, God knows. If this would have been a 2 rounds of 10 minutes, would have made it an exciting fight probably. Because they want to finish somebody.
Because it forces a fighter to get busy.
That's it.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Round 6. Unbelievable. I've never witnessed a fight this long.
Yeah, this is the longest fight I've seen either. But, again, I don't call it a fight right now.
I'd like to see somebody just come out there and start blazing with punches. Okay, he's got the string hanging down. Another delay.
The glove opened, you see? Stuff is hanging out. Tape it more tight, so cut off the whole blood circulation.
Kikut charging out, not knowing really exactly what he wants to do. Kikut up on the ropes, and it looks like Renzo he's got half a guillotine here.
And he can do the same thing as he did before.
He's got Kikut in a bad situation now because Kikut's neck is all the way over.
Yeah, but he got this arm in. I think he's... No, he's... he's
got him. He got him on a half a guillotine, boss. Thank God.
Thank God. And I thought that it was impossible to choke somebody from that when the arm is in the middle. Look, nobody reacts in the audience. Did you see that?
I think people in the audience probably fell asleep.
Yeah, I think so too.
But much a tribute to Renzo Gracie's tenacity. He put up with the squeeze.
Yeah, it's not Renzo's fault. If you fight somebody who doesn't want to fight, it's not his fault.
Here, Renzo, he's got him, and maybe you could feel.
Yeah, he felt that he
knew that this guy was at the end of his rope, and he said, "I'm just going to go for this, and I'm going to try and get this guy." And he knew that he had the side of the neck in the choke, and Kikut had just had enough, basically. He was tired. Renzo hanging on a little bit longer than expected.
Yeah, so, I guess he was real frustrated about the way Kikut was fighting against him, you know, and that's why he tried maybe to choke him out at the end.
He gets the guillotine, and it was half a guillotine because Kikut's right arm was in the equation. But Renzo did get the win, did get the submission. He stays undefeated, and Gracie Jiu-Jitsu wins again.